Hello. You may remember the last time John James and I appeared on video to discuss the flotation of Laura Ashley. We said we'd tell you, when the time came, about some of the special opportunities that'll be open to you when shares are offered to the public. That time's now approaching. What you're about to see is an introduction to the various ways planning to set up for you to acquire shares in the company. I hope you'll take advantage of them. The company is about to enter onto an important new stage of its development. My family and I have been the only shareholders in Laura Ashley until now. We're about to be joined by many new ones, and would like you to be amongst them. We'd like you to be able to share in the future of Laura Ashley through owning shares in it, as well as working for the company. This video explains how you can go about this, and John James is going to be your guide through it. John?
Thank you, BA. This video has been made as background to the various schemes we've devised to help you acquire shares in Laura Ashley. But I should stress it's only an introduction to a very complicated subject. In it, there's a booklet which will explain everything in more detail. You should read it carefully, as acquiring shares can turn out to be a major commitment. But before we go into all that, we're going to start off with some background on what shares actually are and what offering them for sale means for the ownership of companies like ours.
All companies belong to someone. When they start off, they often have only one owner. But if business goes well and the company starts to grow, it sometimes needs extra money to expand as fast as possible, and the one owner can't find this on his own. Then he looks for the money his company needs. Of course, he doesn't get this for free. He might have to promise to repay the money within a certain time, for example. But often he finds it more convenient to sell off part of the company's ownership. One person now has a stake in it. This stake takes the form of legal certificates called shares, not surprisingly, as they represent a share of the company's ownership. So what does the new shareholder hope to gain by his acquisition? Perhaps most obviously, he hopes he might make some money. Shareholders hope that if the company makes a profit, it will give out some of it to them. This sort of bonus is called a dividend. Shareholders also hope that the company will grow larger and that the value of their shares will increase correspondingly. Of course, things don't always turn out as people hope. The value of shares can go down as well as up. Over time, every company's shares can vary considerably in value. Buying shares is always something of a risk.
Everyone who buys shares takes this risk, hoping that, nevertheless, they might make some money. But people who buy shares in the company they work for may have another reason for wanting to become shareholders. When a privately owned company like Laura Ashley offers its shares for sale to the public, for many staff, owning some of these shares is a way of retaining a personal stake in the company.
When they start out, most companies have something of a family atmosphere. Often it is a family who owns it. And it has a distinctive character. It's easy to identify the company with the owners. But as the company grows, it can acquire more shareholders, many of whom have nothing to do with its day-to-day running, and the family feeling can get lost. But if staff become shareholders in the company, that original feeling can be better preserved. As they themselves now own part of the company, they feel they still have something to identify with. They've got a stake in it.
These are some of the reasons why companies sell shares and why people want to buy them. So how does all this affect you and acquiring shares in Laura Ashley? Well, in some ways, if you get shares in the company, you'll be like any other shareholder. You'll have just the same possibilities of making money, though remember the value of shares can go down as well as up. But as staff shareholders, we believe you'll also be helping to retain the family feeling which has always characterised Laura Ashley. In our view, this makes share ownership worthwhile in its own right, quite apart from any possibility of making money from it. Well, so much for the background. The rest of the video explains the 4 different ways you can apply for shares. Let's have a look at the first of them, the free offer.
Under this first offer, any member of the company who signs up will receive a gift, free, of £50 worth of Laura Ashley shares. This is to enable you to experience owning a part of the company you work for. So the one condition attached to this gift is that you can't sell the shares for at least 2 years. After that you can, but we hope you'll like the experience of owning the shares sufficiently that you won't want to.
This free offer is just what it says. You can all participate and it won't cost you anything to do so. However, there are also special offers for those of you who want to acquire more than £50 worth of Laura Ashley shares. The first of these is the matching offer.
We wanted to encourage you to invest in Laura Ashley. So under this offer, for every share you buy with your own money, we will match it by giving you at least 1 extra share. Because the generosity of this offer is specifically to encourage you to become shareholders, there is a condition attached. Once again, you must agree not to sell shares acquired in this way for at least 2 years. After then you can, but again, we hope you won't want to.
Because this matching offer is so generous, I'm afraid there have to be limits on how many shares you can acquire under it. These depend on how long you've been with us and on the level of your salary. All the details are explained in the accompanying booklet. However, you might find that after you've spent up to the limit allowed and the matching offer, you've still got some money you want to spend on shares. In that case, the next offer, the priority offer, should be of particular interest to you.
Under this scheme, in certain circumstances, staff will be given special treatment over members of the public. People might want to buy more shares than there are on offer. Clearly then, not everyone will be able to get as many shares as they want. If that happens, applications coming from staff who want to buy more shares than they've already got under the free and matching offers will be given priority over those of the general public. You can sell shares acquired like this whenever you want, though once again, we hope you'll hold on to them.
There are limits to the total amount of shares you can acquire under the priority offer. Otherwise, it wouldn't be fair to all the members of the public who want to acquire shares in Laura Ashley. These limits are explained in detail in the booklet. Together with the matching offer, the priority offer has been designed to help those of you who've got money to spend on buying shares now. But we realise that there may be some of you who want to buy Laura Ashley shares but who don't have the cash immediately available. The last scheme, the Share Save scheme, has been specifically designed for those of you in this position, though of course is open to other Laura Ashley staff as well.
Under the Share Save scheme, you agree to save a fixed sum regularly out of your pay. This is then invested in a building society for you. To benefit from this scheme, you have to agree to continue doing this for 5 years. At the end of this time, the money's all yours. It belongs to you to spend as you wish. But we hope you'll use it for something specific. To buy the Laura Ashley shares that have been reserved specially for you all the time you have been saving. And to encourage you to use the savings like this, the shares reserved in this way are priced today at a discount. In 5 years' time, you'll be able to buy them 10% cheaper than the general public will be able to buy them now.
The Share Save scheme is the last of the special offers that will enable you to acquire shares in Laura Ashley. We very much hope that you will want to apply for one, or some, or even all of these offers. At a time when the ownership of the company is being spread more widely, we hope that you, on whom the company depends so much, will be amongst the new owners of Laura Ashley shares. And remember, these special offers are not the only way you can acquire shares. You can also apply for them like ordinary members of the public. But before committing yourself to anything, please read the accompanying booklet carefully. This video has only been on an introduction to the offers. The booklet contains details for you to consider before acquiring shares. If you have any questions, the coordinator who is showing you this video will be able to answer them. A telephone helpline is also going to be set up to answer your questions. Your coordinator will give you the number to call. Before we end, it might be useful to outline once again the 4 ways in which you can acquire shares.
There is the free offer. of £50 worth of shares, available to virtually everyone, but which you must keep for at least 2 years. There is the matching offer, in which, within limits, we'll give you at least one extra share for every one you buy, but which again you have to keep for a minimum of 2 years. The priority offer guarantees, again within certain limits, that staff applications for shares will receive priority over those from the general public. And the Share Save scheme offers the opportunity to acquire shares through regular saving and at a special price. Whichever of these offers you opt for, we hope you'll enjoy the experience of being a Laura Ashley shareholder and owning a stake in the company you work for.